Hello, welcome once again to the Johnny Come Latelys. I am Monodrew, and with me, as usual, is...
the sexy Matthew. Or Cambrian.
Yeah, Cambrian, that guy. Yeah, we haven't recorded a show in like 3 weeks and you're already forgetting.
That's what I do. How have things been?
Not bad. I think I actually remember last time we recorded the show I mentioned I wasn't working. I actually am now, so it's changed up my schedule a bit.
Yeah, pretty sweet though.
Yeah. Unusually late shifts for me, but they kind of work.
Yeah.
At
least it's something.
Yeah. I mean, I'm working till 10 o'clock, but I get the weekends free, and that's like a regular thing, so...
Well, every week are you working till 10 now?
I don't know what happened. I don't know if they just needed people in that schedule, but they did ask around if any of the new starters wanted to do it, and it actually kind of works well for me, because if I have to start like at the absolute first thing or finish at the very end, which is like 11 o'clock, it's a bit dicey for me for transport, so got guaranteed weekends off this way as well.
Yeah, that's true. Like, you do notice it when you haven't got your weekends. Like, I'm working this weekend, this Saturday anyway.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it. God.
Oh, the joys of service.
I know.
So how are you doing anyway?
Alright. Just, I don't want to go too much on about work, but things are looking up anyway, let's say.
Ah, very good. Don't know if you wanted to mention this, but you've also been a bit ill, which is another reason why recordings haven't happened.
Yeah, man, like, I lost my voice for a little while. I got the logies.
Oh, we should have got you like one of those little voice box tools that used to be the Cyberman voices.
Man, I would have loved that.
Which I didn't know this when I was younger, but I've since found out. It's what you give to someone when they've had their voice box removed.
Right.
For like cancer and other things. Like it just basically
using it as sci-fi things.
yeah, it just basically amplifies the vibrations like on your neck.
Hey, it works though. Like,
yeah, I mean the kind of quack a bit, but it's what Cybermen did back in the day. Not anymore.
Yeah, well, sure.
I'm trying to think. There's any Doctor Who news? Not really. I mean, not that I've been fucking paying attention.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I think we've mentioned a couple of times now that my interest with the program now is just gone completely.
Nah, the only thing Doctor Who related going on in my life is a guy local to me keeps borrowing some of my DVDs, but that's about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The old ones?
Yeah, and when you mentioned it, I completely forgot. I've still got about 20 VHS in storage.
Oh, nice.
Honestly, though...
The artwork for them are nice, though.
Oh, yeah, they're nice, but honestly, they're the kind of thing that's probably going to end up in the skip.
Yeah, I know what you mean, like...
Because I've tried to sell them, and VHS, unless it's something really rare, is just not something which sells. Like, not even to collectors.
No. Yeah, it's true.
I've sold I've sold a few special edition Doctor Who's, but they were like, metallic box sets, and...
like the rarer ones, even.
Yeah, and even then, I fucking didn't sell them for that much. I think they went for about maybe £7.
Oh, wow.
Aye, that's happening. A bit, kind of a bit out the loop on things.
Yeah, no, same. Like, I don't even want to be like, it's no reason, it's just the show's kind of shitty now.
Oh, yes. One science fiction series I have been somewhat engaged in is Star Trek, but we'll go into that.
Oh, is that the new one?
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Oh, alright.
Do you know what, fuck it, let's just get into it now. These shows aren't as long as they used to be, so let's just dive right into this. I've had the wonderful experience of being censored on Facebook twice within a week.
Oh, yeah.
For pretty much nothing.
Well, legit nothing as well, though. Yeah, no, I forgot about that, even.
No, the first example was, I came across a picture online which was a protester holding up a sign which said on it, "If Trump is not Hitler, I'm an idiot." And the caption was, "Well, you're an idiot then." So I shared that, and it's somehow, by me sharing that, I have now been conflated with the Nazis.
Yeah.
Because I said
which
Trump wasn't...
very tenuous link.
Yeah, which I said, it's because I said Trump wasn't Hitler, which he isn't.
He's not. No.
No.
I don't care what anyone's opinions of the man is, he's not.
Not that I'm a Trump supporter, but I don't see him, opening concentration camps and killing
And
off
to
Jews.
equate what he's doing with that is kind of awful, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I had one friend on there sort of stick up for me. Well, not exactly stick up for me, just sort of pointing out what I was saying. That is, if you want to criticize the man, there's like valid points. Just don't go fucking over the top like hyperbole.
Yeah, don't like. I really kind of hate that the term Nazi has now no meaning at all.
It's devalued a bit like rape and sexual assault.
Yeah,
Thanks to the. I'm just going to come out and say it. Thanks to the left.
it is. Oh yeah.
Shit like this is why I no longer feel comfortable calling myself like politically left.
Yeah, which is a shame because normally I would actually be left.
I would. I'm actually. Some people think it's a cop out, but I think I'm going to go with it. Like, I'm dead in the center.
It's not a cop out. Like, I think both sides have valid points. They both execute them in terrible ways sometimes.
Yeah, and both have awful points as well. But
yeah,
be
but you have to be on one side or the other, and it's like, well, why? Can we not just have the best of both worlds?
My favourite part about this conversation, though, is the fella who we both know, who pointed it out, was actually on holiday at the moment when he commented on this. And he rather condescendingly was talking down, saying, oh, well, when he's back from Turkey, aka a Muslim country, he's going to educate me.
Yeah, I think that was probably the worst thing he put on it, to be honest with you. Like, yeah, if you disagree, fair enough. I don't see what he disagreed on, I'll be honest.
Yeah, definitely a high horse. But part of it was the post I was sharing was shared from a page called like Freedom of Speech UK, which does have some members which are a bit on the right, although from what I can tell it's not exclusively that, but there are people on there. I think my response when you questioned like, oh, am I fucking like Nazi sympathising now or something, I said,
no.
It doesn't mean this particular point they've made is wrong.
Well, it's true, like you can't disagree with someone just because some of the things they say are something you would go against. If it's true, it's still true. Again, it's feelings versus facts, though, isn't it?
Yeah, which again, the fact is, Trump is not Hitler. I don't care if you don't like him. He's not that. He's not the fucking. He's in no way analogous to Hitler.
No, I don't like him. I don't support him. I still wouldn't say that, though.
No,
he's not in any way, and to actually say that he is kind of detracts from the atrocities of World War II, and I think it's monstrous.
I don't like him. Let's be honest, though. The fact he is president does kind of entertain me to a degree because it really goes up people's asses.
Yeah, like the more people kind of protest it, the more it's kind of like, oh, it's all right, let him go.
Just shut up.
Yeah.
So anyway, that post mysteriously disappeared. Mentioned on Facebook. Well, thank you to the pussy who removed that post because no one approached me about it. It was just removed one day. I don't know who did it. I don't know if it was someone I know or maybe something from the original post.
Like it went because it was originally on that EDL thing or something like that.
Well, it wasn't the EDL page. It was freedom of speech. But
all right, no, because that's what he sort of suggested, though.
No, well, no. I think there's some associations between members of EDL who post some stuff like that on there. Which I do not like the EDL. In fact, I have vocally in person shouted at some of them before you were there as a witness.
I was with you there, yeah.
It still doesn't like make whatever point was made wrong, even if it was a racist saying it. It's still factually true. Just because it offends you doesn't mean it's fake.
Yeah. Well, again, fact versus opinions, man.
No, but the poster seems to have just completely disappeared, and Facebook will sometimes just censor something and just remove it without like indication. They're saying that even when like a source image or something is removed, it tends to come up with things like attachment unavailable or this post no longer exists. It doesn't just outright vanish, so I don't know if someone reported me or whatever, but that conversation's gone anyway. But when I posted about it, this particular fellow we're talking about who complained in the first place was very quick to defend himself, to say that he didn't report me, which he probably didn't, but...
Well, he probably didn't, but... I don't know, like you say, if nobody actually did, it's kind of convenient that it all happened that quickly, you know what I mean?
It's honestly...
the next day.
obviously this is in no way that comparable because we're not big YouTubers or anything, but it reminds me a lot of what's going on with Monday and Matt at the moment.
Aye.
Whereas stuff's getting flagged, disappearing, yet he's conveniently very quick on the defense. Like, oh, I didn't do it, but I heard it happened and it's not me. And of course, what happened? He was found out to be a complete fucking liar. Like, he was flagging people just left and right. Like, anyone who said anything remotely bad about them, he was flagging.
No criticism. Everyone needs a safe space.
It's kind of funny in his case, though, because he kind of got famous off Gamergate. Like, criticising people for their fucking safe spaces, and he fucking went on like that. That was kind of amazing.
Idiot. I don't care where your political agendas lie. I just think that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Unfortunately, that post disappeared. How this kind of goes into Star Trek is exact same week, someone on the Star Trek Discovery fan page posted something. In fact, I don't even need to guess what they said because I actually managed to get this one screenshotted before it disappeared. If you want positivity about Discovery, stay away from Midnight's Edge on YouTube. They keep posting negative stuff with very little to back it up. They even need the new Picard series as proof of Discovery's failure. Question mark, question mark, question mark. It's crazy. Okay, guy's opinion. Nothing too bad there. He doesn't like this one, like, YouTube channel. Midnight's Edge, which I've actually started watching recently, and I actually think they're fucking excellent. It's great. They go into a lot of like background information, on new film releases and stuff, like the kind of internal politics, and there is actually shit going on with Discovery at the moment. It's actually being sued by someone.
Yeah.
But that's not the issue, and to be honest, this guy's he's a little butthurt about it, but, he's free to his opinion. What kind of got me involved in this is when I was streaming through it, we had one comment saying, Discovery haters are loons. Okay. It's the second comment, keep on reporting that video, report it for misinformation. I do it. Fucking reporting someone's video because you don't like what they say.
Literally, that's exactly what it seems to be. I can see your comment on it.
Yeah, this is the this is pretty much bottom of the barrel. I'm way too fucking sensitive. Someone said something mean, let's stop.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So, the main poster's reply to this guy was misleading question mark or abusive content. Those are the closest options. Considering, I don't like this channel. Let's report them because they hurt my fifis.
Yeah.
So I, of course, replied here, don't do it. Don't do either. It's a pathetic thing to do. He said he's going to report it for misleading information that deserve to be taken down for spreading lies.
Like, I don't understand why they're opening arms about it so much.
I know, but he replied to me, would you rather them continually spread fake news? Oh, you gotta love that fucking term. For
A thing that they probably criticised Trump for.
Yeah, for the haters to chew on. And yeah, this got into a big fucking thing, and okay, here's my reply. I'd rather people be allowed to say what they want, even if misled. I don't believe in censoring others for opinion. His reply was, but they're spreading actual lies about Discovery. I continuously report their video about the Picard series for misleading information. It's not an opinion when they know they spread fake news and hate about Discovery.
They haven't reported anything other than opinion about the show.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's just his internal monologue. That's what it must sound like.
That are just...
So someone else replied, yeah, a lot of their support is pretty misleading. I don't know about the ins and outs of this. You know what, even if they've got shit wrong, I really don't think it's worth getting into this kind of fucking pathetic fan wankery about it.
Yeah, well, I'll be honest with you, I'm not a huge Star Trek fan, but I do know those Star Trek fans aren't the most understanding of people.
Do you know what? I actually kind of enjoyed Discovery. It wasn't great, but there are very valid criticisms of it. A bit like Ghostbusters, the new Ghostbusters. I saw it. I actually enjoyed it. I didn't think it was a great film or anything, but it has definite criticisms. You're not just a hater for not liking things. Someone said, oh, you better just keep reporting it. My response was, it doesn't matter if it bothers you so much, then report it. But in my opinion, it says more about how thin-skinned you are if a stupid video can wind you up so much.
Yeah.
Someone said a weird comment directed to me, saying, except censoring those who say it should be censored. So I think he was maybe accusing me of trying to be a meanie censor because I disagreed. Which isn't the same thing.
But
because
you're not actually telling them not to do it. You've said to them, you can say that if you want, but I just feel it's kind of...
And I'm technically not censoring them because I'm allowing them to reply. I'm not reporting and removing their comment. So, up yours. Reply was, of course, I'm not advocating censorship. Do it if you must, but if it just supports the idea of some fans being easily triggered crybabies.
Yeah.
Which they are, and which this kind of action does.
Yeah, well, it does.
So, do you know what the main reply to all this was in the end of the day? I'm not going to go back and forth.
Yeah.
It was complete removal of the post. It is now completely gone. It is vanished.
Jesus.
In conclusion, people are crybabies, and fucking fans like that, you know, the overgrown children, they just prove it.
I don't understand why their opinion's so valid for everybody. Like, I disagree with this. I want to talk about it. If anyone questions that at all, they're immediately wrong, of course.
Mm-hmm.
There's no discussion in this world anymore. That's it. You're just either wrong because you have an agenda or some shit. I don't know.
I mean, I don't want to bring it all up, but it kind of reminds me of something else you're aware of, where it was a conversation on political correctness, and basically the idea is you may say something people don't like, but then, you know, they have the right to respond. What we shouldn't be doing is fucking silencing someone else for an opinion.
Well, conflict's a part of life. If you take that away, then you're just going to have a bunch of crybabies living on Earth.
You're not respecting my safe space!
But again, those type of people are easier to manipulate, and you know what I mean? This is kind of what the fucking world wants you to do.
Yeah. So that was funny.
Jesus.
That's actually one of the few times, I mean, I do complain about censorship often, I have people disagreeing with me. It's one of the few times where, like, something I've commented on's been just out and out removed.
Yeah.
There was another fucking thing on the Star Trek group, as I mentioned. It was... Someone was just... I think this post is probably still there, but they were saying, oh man, how great is it that Star Trek Discovery is so diverse and there's a woman doctor. Isn't this all amazing? And my, like, answer to that was, I don't know, is the show any good? Because if it isn't... then who gives a shit? It's not going to do anything. So of course, if you're not into like self-congratulatory social justice blowjobs, you also get accused of being fucking awful.
It's a great show if it's got an agenda that it's pushing at me.
Yeah, I mean, it can have that, but it still has to be a good show. It's not a good show because there is a woman or a black woman at the front.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it a good show. And if
it's a good show with a woman captain or a black captain. I think you actually mentioned at one point said, isn't it great to have a female captain?
Yeah.
It's like this is not the first time.
Nope. Voyager had a female captain, Deep Space Nine had a black captain.
Yeah, these things are new and they weren't a big deal back then.
Well, it didn't really make an issue of it in the series itself. And to be fair, within the context of the show, it's not an issue. It's just accepted. But I'd argue...
Well, that's the point.
I'd argue what does kind of bring it down a bit is its fans or promoters trying to push it as being a big deal. It's like, if we were truly inclusive and all equal, then it wouldn't...
It wouldn't be a big deal. It would just be a show.
Yeah, it's almost like...
In fact, they're making it a big deal, and people seem to forget this is a thing as well. Especially when it comes to like racism and that, there is things as positive racism, where you're perpetuating it too far the other way. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just as negative because you're still segregating the black community by saying, "Isn't this great that you're here?" Like you're talking down to them. You know what I mean?
Well, it's basically infantilizing people again, which don't want to get too much into it, but it's a very left thing to do. Especially on the more social justice areas, it's the idea that people have to be patronised and protected as if they were fucking children and not adults.
because that's how people are fucking being brought up now, though. Most people need that protection, need that sort of thing. It's like, fine, if you need that, that's great. I don't. Leave me alone. In fact, I find it frustrating.
So do I, to be honest. I get a conversation about this pretty much every week with someone, like someone or another. It's a personal hot button of mine.
Yeah, no, I don't like needless control. Like, I get laws and I get things like that, but when it's telling me how I should think about something, fuck off.
Oh, anyway, I actually spent way longer ranting about like my personal mishaps with censorship this past couple of weeks.
Well, yeah, it's quite an important point to make, though. I think
Yeah.
right now it's actually hitting not so mainstream media, which is what exactly we are. We are here for people to listen to. We're just not popular.
Oh yeah.
But it can affect anyone now. Is the top and bottom of it.
It's just
Nobody's safe. Nothing's safe. Freedom of speech is gone.
it's just amusing when it happens to you.
It's frustrating. Like, I was furious with our mutual friend about it.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for him to quote unquote educate me.
Patronising dick.
That's like a fucking uptight college student like stereotype come to life.
Yeah, I know.
Gonna educate you on how you're wrong.
I bet he said it with his eyes closed.
What, sniffing farts?
Yeah.
So speaking of Nazism and shit, here's something interesting that was reported on in Gloucestershire Live this past week. Nazi uniforms at Gloucestershire Allo Allo reunion accidentally spark hard right fears in Twitter storm.
Jesus Christ. People are too worried about other people's feelings.
It has been a case of mistaken identity for the cast of the classic BBC sitcom. An Allo Allo reunion on the streets of Gloucestershire has led to outrage over the hard right due to Nazi uniforms.
Jesus, man.
Waitress Yvette, bumbling German Lieutenant Gruber, SS Officer Herr Flick, and his smouldering sidekick Private Helga were all in town for the Gloucestershire Goes Retro Festival on August the 26th. An image of the quartet posted on Twitter by John Player with the apparently tongue-in-cheek message, Nazi gatherings spotted on the streets of Britain today. This is the 21st century, for Christ's sake. Where's the outrage? It's all happening again. So someone kind of posted that. It was probably just, tongue-in-cheek. And then some fucking moron from the Labour Party... Oh, wait, no, they weren't the Labour Party, sorry. They were a journalist. Replied to the tweet with a message saying, too busy accusing UK Labour of anti-Semitism to heed the real scary threat posed by the hard right.
Jesus, man. There's just no thought anymore. They just see and react.
So, apparently this woman thought there was literal Nazis in the street in SS uniforms and everything.
I think she should be banned. Just in general. Just stop.
Oh, Christ's sake. But of course I'm a racist because I also found this story mentioned on the Freedom of Speech UK Facebook page.
Oh, then it couldn't have happened because it's offensive.
No. Despite the fact I followed the link and it was an actual news story.
Yeah.
But
No, you can't quote it though because your sources. I don't know. Somebody might disagree with it.
Ugh. Apparently there's literal Nazis in Nazi uniforms stopping around the street during a retro TV festival. So be careful out there, kids.
Oh, just don't be stupid. I'll do.
Do you know what? It's not even a fucking young person as well who commented on that. She's clearly fucking old enough to know better. I'm not trying to make a nasty comment on age or anything, but Christ.
They don't do themselves any favours though, millennials, I'm afraid.
No, they don't. We got a conversation about this at work. It's kind of funny because our generation is technically part of the millennial generation. Surprisingly, very few people had that many nice things to say.
No, I can't imagine they would.
Even of that generation.
Yeah, trying to do good without doing good, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Jesus, do you know what? I was looking at this fucking weeks and weeks ago. And I forgot to bring it up, and then we didn't record the show for a while. It's kind of linked into the whole political identity agenda kind of thing. Have you heard of balancing your film collection or balancing your bookcase?
Oh, yeah, sort of. I think you mentioned it.
Yeah, this kind of really fucking. It's to be honest, I don't think that many people take it serious, but obviously some people fucking do.
Yeah.
Apparently, to be like really progressive these days, what you have to do is make sure at least 50% of your media, whether it's like DVDs or books, are by female artists or authors or CDs, whatever.
Oh, again, so like positive equality.
Yeah. It's all very needed, It doesn't matter if the book's any good or not.
You just have to have it because it balances it.
Because, people are tokens.
Well, that's basically what they're saying. Like,
yeah, it's always amusing how much the left seems to be very segregating and
yeah.
really wants to make race an issue.
Well, they say it in absolutely everything. It's like nobody in their right mind would think that you need to do that, otherwise it might offend a minority in some way, except somebody who's trying to do good. Mm-hmm. By the way, most of which are probably white men.
White people in general. Good chunk of them probably women, because one of the main ideas is gender balance. So, half your books have got to be by women. It doesn't matter if you like them or not.
If you care about what they have to say or if it's written well.
Yeah. It's no excuse to be a shitlord. Like, for instance, there was this fucking article in lipmag.com which was questioning, reading men, what gender is your bookshelf? Which was, it was making, to be honest, it had a slight point in it. Not so much that I was going along with what we're saying, but a lot of things that people study are like older authors. Mm-hmm. A lot of classic literature is by male, so it does kind of happen. But, work on it, be better. Basically. Where I actually originally heard of the idea of gender balance was a Shoe on Head video, mm-hmm. where she was looking through a wonderful article, which I'm just going to bring up now. I'm not going to go through the whole thing because it's kind of been done, but it is relevant. This article this was in Vice, a fucking online magazine I really despise. 100 easy ways to make women's lives more bearable.
Okay.
So that's not all condescending. Basically,
like 2 women though as well,
kind of for everything. It was full of these wonderful things that men have to do. Let's see. I'll give you a quick example. Number 8, trust women when they teach you something. Don't feel a need to go and check for yourself. Especially don't Google it in front of them.
But you would do that with anyone though?
Here's my question. What if what they're saying is wrong?
Yeah. But that's what I mean. You would check with absolutely anybody. Like, if you cared. Mm-hmm. It's not a fucking gender thing. It's wanting to know the truth. Again, it's feelings versus fucking facts.
My favourite one of this is probably number 9. Don't maintain a double standard for anything, ever. Oh my god!
What, you mean like what they're perpetuating?
Constantly!
No, I'm all for...
Women are beyond reproach.
Like that. I just don't feel like most people like that practice it.
No, women are beyond reproach, but this article is basically 100 things for men to do because men are always wrong about anything ever.
Yeah.
Whatever women say is correct. I don't care if it's factually true or not. There
are serious problems, and there really, really are, and they're not addressing them. They are the problem at this point.
So anyway, number 22 was how much of what you're watching / reading / listening to was made by women. Gender balance your bookcase.
It doesn't matter, Jesus Christ.
Then point 23 was feeling proud of your balanced bookcase. Are there women of colour there? Trans, queer and disabled women? Poor women? Always make sure you're being intersectional. Go and blow a shotgun.
That's frustrating.
But you know what? I actually took them up on this. So, what I did on a particularly boring day, obviously when I still wasn't working, was I looked at my bookcase. I have a rather nice large one in my living room, and I thought I'd check the gender balance.
How balanced is your bookcase?
Oh, well, sorry, I was just putting on my light just to read this wonderful list. I've got to say, it's probably... It's not 50-50, I must admit that. 71% of the books on there, actually 71.9, were written by filthy, disgusting, horrible men.
You degenerate.
1.7 were kind of it was kind of undetermined because they were like compilations which had both male and female authors in. But since it's not
That's
women,
slightly more acceptable.
well, no, I don't know, because since it's not women exclusively, then maybe the men authors were just mansplaining things to them.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not good enough even if it's men and women. It should be women only. So the percentage of books which I had which were of female authors was about 17.5%. So yeah, I'm not doing too great there.
So you're scum.
I am absolute scum, but for the sake of boredom, let's quickly go over a few examples. Obviously, it's my bookcase, so it kind of caters to my interests.
You're not allowed to have interests, man. You gotta, balance that shit.
So some of the things I've gotten, a lot of it's history books, exploration, travel. 3 of my books were by Alexandra David Neal, who was a famous explorer in the East. Kind of a pioneer in exploration and exploration by women, I suppose. Yeah. We had a history book about all the tea in China. Well, not all the tea. That's what it was called, For All the Tea in China, by Sandra Rose. It was basically about the British Empire trade. To Kill a Mockingbird, Harper Lee, one of the most famous books of all time. There was a few by Chinese authors, so
hitting the race buttons there.
Oh yeah. Although since they're not black, maybe it doesn't count because I'm not getting enough non-privilege points here.
The whole Black Lives Matter bullshit, like all lives matter. Mm-hmm. Idiots.
Actually, there's quite a few Chinese authors here. One of my interests is history, and
I'm not surprised.
Well, one of my interests is history and specifically Chinese history, so
yeah,
it kind of comes right. 20 Years of Tomb Raider by Megan Marie, because Tomb Raider is another...
That's the same book, though, isn't it?
No. Unfortunately, one of the books we do have on there, which I am ashamed of, is 50 Shades of Grey.
And it's written by a woman, though, so you're doing alright.
Yeah, but I own that purely for comedic reasons, as was evidenced in the last show when we did dramatic readings.
So I don't know if that goes against you, then, if you got it to make fun of.
Yeah, do you know what? Either way, I'm a man, I'm in the wrong, so I can't win.
True.
So yeah, only about 17.5% of my books was written by women, and...
Sick fuck.
A lot of, be honest, a good chunk of what I read is mountaineering literature.
Yeah.
And to be frank, there quite frankly isn't a lot of female mountaineers.
Yeah.
There are some actually well-accomplished female climbers.
There's one hit the news recently, I think she climbed K2.
Yes, exactly. I was actually going to bring her up as well. Viridiana Alvarez summited K2 on the 20th of July, becoming the first female ever Latin American to scale K2. Now, for those...
Find that out, though, God.
For those of you not in the know, K2 is the world's second highest mountain. Everest may be the
most dangerous mountain.
It's not quite the most dangerous, but it is. Yeah. It is usually in the top 5, whereas Everest isn't. Everest may be the most famous mountain. It may have a lot of wild news stories and a lot of drama surrounding it. But K2 as a mountain is a far more serious task.
It's just the incline and jagged nature of it, though, isn't it?
It's also the really unpredictable weather,
Already.
Actually, one of the most female mountaineers of all time was Alison Hargreaves. She was killed on K2 due to just a fucking sudden storm, threw her off.
Bloody men and their storms.
So yeah, there are female mountaineers, there are female climbers. One of the most well respected and accomplished climbers at the moment is Shauna Coxey from the UK, and I mean, there are other climbers as well. In fact, there's other climbers who have wrote books. One of them was Cathy O'Dowd, but she's kind of a controversial climbing figure to do with that whole storm over Everest thing, which was the subject of the movie Everest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was part of the South African team whose actions were very heavily criticised. Actually, the main thing that movie left out.
Right.
Which I remember mentioning when we were reviewing that.
Yeah, criticised because they really should have turned back, or...
Basically criticised because, you do have to be responsible for your own survival, but while other people were attempting to help people in trouble, they just, point blank refused, they wouldn't even let them use the radio. They were like, no.
Whoa, come on, that's just the radio, man.
It's not going to get too much into that, but yeah, not many female mountaineers, but I do have some female authors. But I'm a man, and since it isn't exactly 50-50, and part of that percentage isn't black, trans, queer, I'm obviously a shitlord, so I can't win.
So what if like 90% of them were female?
Then you see, I'd be the guy who's just doing it to get into women's pants.
Ah, obviously, yes. Because heaven forbid you should, want something for a start. I mean, don't go about it that way, obviously.
Well, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. I could be fucking feeding poor people. As a penis owner, I am wrong because I am part of the patriarchy.
Well, that is true.
And I get paid more than women than for the same work, which I don't because that's it's a fucking well debunked myth. But
that's such a stupid thing.
Fuck you. God, I wouldn't even care. It's the fact that that's been said for so long, and you literally just have to look it up. It's like, oh wait, no, that's not true.
But it's the thing that everybody will use as their defense straight away, but for no reason at all. So,
just to sort of give the hard numbers, out of all the books I have, about 82 of them were written by male authors, and about 20 were women. What I didn't include there was comics. Just because, there's so many issues. I still got a load of comics, even though I had a big clear out. I can tell you right now, though, a good chunk of them are female authors. In particular, Gail Simone, because I was a big fan of her run on Wonder Woman, so I actually have all of her Wonder Woman run.
Yeah, but you're into comics, though, so that just means you want to get into women's pants.
Yeah. Plus it is Wonder Woman, so obviously it's not that I like the character or the stories or I'm into mythology or anything like that, or action. It's just because
I'm an opinion based on something that you like.
Yeah, it's just because I'm a fucking creep.
Oh well, obviously. I swear.
So yeah,
a lot of female fans of Spider-Man who don't just want to get in his pants. You know what I mean? Like.
Oh, you can't do that, dude. It's criticizing women. They're beyond reproach.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh God.
So anyway, this is a wonderfully unpopular episode.
Probably.
Let's continue the light-hearted fun by once again delving into the sexual slash horrific death arena.
No, okay.
Because why not? It may as well be a fucking show staple.
Yeah, sure.
Christ, it's actually way later than I thought it was. I'll be quick.
Oh, is it?
Okay, this has actually been reported on a few times, but this particular story is from the Russian Times I got it from. Anal prank gone wrong. Man arrested for killing co-worker in bizarre workplace stunt. Japanese man has been arrested for accidentally killing his co-worker during an extreme prank in which he shoved compressed air up his workmate's rectum.
Oh, I mean, that was never going to end well, was it?
They worked together in an industrial plant in, I'm going to butcher this, Ibaraki Prefecture, according to local reports. During a break on July 13, the pair were apparently joking around when Yoshida playfully wedged an air compressor into Ishimaru's behind, injecting a fatal dose of wind into his body. Minutes after the initial shock wore off, Ishimaru started complaining about feeling unwell and collapsed. Colleagues called an ambulance to the man. He was later pronounced dead in hospital.
Wow.
Air compressor was pushed up against the anus over clothing, not directly into the cavity, and the release of air into the body probably damaged his lungs, causing death, said a police spokesman. He had no intention of killing his friend, did it as a prank, he told reporters. Now, this is actually, apart from the nature of it, I don't want to sound like I'm making fun or making light of this. It is fucking horrible. Like,
yeah.
This guy was just killed by his friend by accident, just playing a stupid prank.
Yeah.
What kind of fucks me up about this, though, is Ryugasaki police said while this was a tragic and unusual accident, it is not the first of its kind. In fact, a man was killed in near identical fashion in Saitama Prefecture last December, and a student out in Kyoto died after being prodded by his friend with an air duster gun in January this year, according to the Asia Times.
Fucking hell, honestly.
And don't just think it's just Japan shoving, compressed air up people's asses. In March, an Indian factory worker died from internal hemorrhaging and organ damage after co-workers performed a similar air hose prank. What the fuck is wrong with people?
That is pretty stupid. And it's funny. Jesus Christ.
Okay, I find it kind of horribly humorous, but it's not the actual act itself. It's the fact that this has happened multiple times, and
Yeah, this should be a one-off.
people are so stupid. I mean, let's just cut out the bit about like compressed air being nasty. My idea of a stupid prank, like say you and I were roughhousing or something, isn't to shove something in your ass.
No, and I appreciate that.
I mean,
God.
unless you want to, but I'm not into that. But anyway, it's not relevant.
I don't see how that could have ended any other way. I'll be honest with you.
Fuck me. I mean,
No, that's the.
Oh, no, don't. Please don't. Especially not with fucking compressed air cannon.
Jesus. I mean, what else was going to happen? Like.
Don't know. I'm starting to think this is going to become a regular segment, just like our own like Darwin Award of the Week.
Yeah, we could do that.
We could do. There's more stories to mention, but honestly, I spent so long ranting, especially about shit that has personally pissed me off these past couple of weeks.
But, I mean, that was a big deal, though. Like, it's probably not a big deal to our mutual friend or the person who did get it cut off, but it's a big deal.
Yeah. I mean,
it's just proof, isn't it, really? Fucking further evidence.
It's proof that people are overly fucking sensitive.
Makes us sick, man.
It could be worse, you know.
Could be one of them.
Yeah, I could be saying something that you disagree with, or I could be shoving compressed air in your anus. One of them things is worse than the other.
Yeah.
It's probably the bad words because some people are into inflation and probably like the idea, but
that's another weird.
It doesn't work like that in reality.
Jesus.
What happens is you fucking die. Anyway, now would be the point I would further explore your beautiful and loving relationship with your future baby daddy, Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, yes.
But I don't want to put too much pressures on you, especially since you're apparently going to be conceiving soon. So, back on BuzzFeed again, but let's leave Ryan out of it this time, or maybe he will show up, who knows.
Probably will.
Since we are running out of time, I'm just going to do one quick quiz for you. Using the advanced scientific method of BuzzFeed, which is never wrong, and can be completely trusted by anyone, we're going to find out what your biggest fear is.
Okay.
By ordering dessert.
Oh, I see.
I
can see how this would work as well. Like, it's quite scary.
Oh, it's pure science, dude. How can you even question it?
Yeah.
I mean, if you question it, they might ban you for hatery, but whatever.
Hopefully.
It's an actual fucking thing as well. So, question the first. Damn it, who is it who used to say it like that? I can't remember.
I'm sure it's out of The Simpsons.
Oh, it might be. Pick a cookie.
Ooh, I'm going to go for the number 4 one, the black-looking chocolate chip-looking things.
The super chocolatey ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can see how picking what I would like to eat shows how I'm scared of something.
It's psychology, man.
Well, I just don't know about psychology.
Don't question BuzzFeed. They're the genius scientists of the internet.
Don't question BuzzFeed, just to blindly follow. Zika.
Oh, dude. Anyway. You weren't hanging around Gloucestershire in a Yahtzee uniform, were you?
Well, I did like hello. In fact, I didn't. It was crap.
Do you know what? I actually kind of did like it, but I was quite young, so I don't know if I just had like a shitty sense of humor as a child.
I think it got ruined by a mutual friend of ours.
Oh, quite possibly.
Shut the flip up about it.
Anyway, question 2. This is important. This is to deal with your biggest fears. Pick a brownie.
I'm going to pick number 1, the other hyper-looking chocolatey thing.
That is a damn good brownie. To be honest, I think I would pick that one as well.
Oh, yeah. You like that, don't you, bitch?
I do indeed. Okay.
Oh, speaking of, mind you, sorry, this is a little off topic and I'll be quick. I had a dream about Freddy Krueger the other day and I was so happy. He was actually in my dreams.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, he's trying to kill me. It was awesome.
I was obviously playing way too much Elder Scrolls yesterday because I had a dream I was fighting monsters with health bars.
I used to go to work and think that the coat I'm wearing today would pass as light armor.
What, was a leather jacket?
Yeah.
Anyway, we're back to the serious details. Pick a cupcake.
I think you're going to sense a theme, but I'm going to go for the hyper chocolate number 3.
You got a taste for the chocolate tonight, don't you?
I do today for some reason. I really want some chocolate. Just have like a unicorn thing going on, and that's pretty cool. But there's only one of them, so I'm going to go with hyper chocolate.
Insert gif of Terry Crews here.
Yes. Oh man, I love that guy.
Me too.
If only he was a woman and trans, then we'd be allowed to.
And a feminist. And a feminist, because if you're a woman or a trans person but you're not a feminist, you're apparently out of the club.
Ooh, I'm going to go with the ice cream sandwich number 2.
I had an ice cream sandwich recently. I'm not like the biggest treats guy, but
No, I'm not too into sweet things, I'll be honest.
I like savoury.
Despite my choices here of nothing but chocolate.
Okay. Right, okay. I know where this is going.
My ass?
Quite possibly. Pick a pie.
Ooh, I might go number 3. It looks nice and creamy.
Of course you were going to pick number fucking 3.
No, why? What's wrong with that?
Never mind. This is a family show, apparently. If it was, it's very soon getting taken off the air.
Yeah.
Probably will be anyway, because we've undoubtedly offended someone.
Yeah, possibly. Share it on Facebook, Jesus.
Oh, I'm sharing this on Facebook.
Yeah.
Don't give a shit. This is my opinion. Final question to work out your deepest, darkest fears. Pick a milkshake.
I'm going to go with number 2 on that one. The again, looks sort of chocolatey.
Okay.
I'm going to get diabetes. That's what my biggest fear is.
Well, according to this, your biggest fear is... Drumroll, please. I'll find a sound effect. Clowns.
Oh, obviously. How the fuck did they come up with that? I mean, I like clowns. They're great.
Maybe black clowns, I don't know. Wait, no, that makes no sense.
I mean, well, okay. Clowns aren't my most favourite thing in the world, but they're not my biggest fear.
Do you know, I
saying that BuzzFeed is wrong?
I especially like creepy clowns because I don't know that I just find them very amusing, and I just love it how freaked out people get with them.
Yeah, no, same. In fact, I was actually really let down with that series of American Horror Story.
Oh, Freak Show!
And it was like the best thing, and then they ruined it.
Yeah, Freak Show's not a great series of that.
Despite Emma.
Oh, I love a bit of...
I hope she knows I exist one day.
Yes.
I'm sure she will. She'll catch me spying on her.
I was going to say, I better be careful what I say, but I think you need to be careful what you say, bud.
I'm only going to go to jail if she catches me. Oh, God.
I mean, how does Ryan feel about this?
Ryan doesn't mind.
No.
Again, I'm sure if he knew I existed, I'd probably go to jail.
Well, apparently you're afraid of clowns, so
I really can't see that. BuzzFeed's wrong. Shit, there I said it.
No, you're wrong. BuzzFeed's right about everything. It's the voice of a generation. You're just a shitlord and a Nazi. Oh wait, no, that's me. I'm apparently the shitlord and the Nazi.
Oh yes, of course. I forgot about that.
Me and Milo, the Nazi gay Jew.
Oh, of course, yeah. I've been watching a lot of his stuff lately.
I've been watching a lot of stuff as well. My God, well, this show is really just descended into complete rambling and complaining about the left. So I'm going to cut this off now because this is actually way longer than usual.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I'd say tune in next week. I'll come up with a bit more of a structure. I'll probably not complain as much about my own little pet peeves with my social network, but...
Unless this gets censored.
Oh God, I almost hope it does at this point.
Yeah, so do I. That'd be great.
Something else to talk about. Actually, fuck it. Do you know Medica got taken down?
Oh, really? What, the whole thing?
His Twitter and his YouTube was taken down. Now, his YouTube was brought back, but But as far as I'm aware, the Twitter is still down, and he did a little live stream where he was going over potential suspects.
Oh God, why? Like, is there any reason or?
Not sure.
Clearly, he offended somebody, but
yeah, he obviously offended someone who was like so strong and secure in their opinions that they needed protecting from opinions. So
yeah. What if somebody else heard this? Somebody who needs protecting.
Yeah.
I better protect them because I'm a social justice warrior.
I mean, I'm glad his YouTube's back up now because he's just too entertaining. But kind of curious to see how this goes on.
Yeah, I quite like to see if he finds out and does a video on it. Actually, that'd be sweet.
Do you know what? Maybe I should ask him in person, see if he wants to come on one day.
That'd be awesome. Like, it would be really good to have him. Then he can have a go at the English for being a fucking idiot.
He has a go at the English all the time, and he's not fucking wrong.
No, he's not. Like, I've about had it with this country. I'll be honest.
Yeah. So so we'll just add treachery to the list of sins we've committed tonight.
Yeah. Like treason.
Anyway, before I go off into anything else, thank you very much for listening, and I hope you were entertained and not too offended. I really hope not, because honestly, we didn't say anything that bad.
There's actually no way that we don't want to offend anyone. That's the last thing we actually want to do.
No.
If you are, grow a fucking funny bone. Like, if that offends you, I'm sorry. But thank you again for watching.
I'm out with things to say, honestly. Like, these past few weeks have just really fucked me up.
Yeah, that was the biggest surprise. Like, I hope he listens. Like, I really do. And I hope he replies, because that would be a nice little back and forth. So tune in for that, guys.
I'll let you know next week if I've been educated enough.
Yeah.
Right, this has been Monodrew.
And I've been Cambrian.
Join Come Lately's cast. Tune in next week, and feel free to like and subscribe if you like listening to this fucking rambling bullshit.
We might get more structure if we had more subscribers.
Maybe. Maybe.
Don't count on it.
Don't count on it. Good night.
Good night.
Opening song was taken from Self-Deceived by X Takes Rux, who you can find at X Take Rux. That is xtakerux.bandcamp.com. That's their official website. You can also find them on YouTube, Twitter, and SoundCloud. Once again, that is X Take Rux. Other audio taken from various media found at archive.org.